Everyday chat and chart live during the New York session. Here, real traders share the raw truth, their mindset, technical analysis, and execution. This is where real traders show their skill set. Welcome to Tradin TV. This is your stage to shine.
Yeah, hello guys. I'm audible. Hello, hello. Yeah. So let me just share my analysis on code. I actually took a buy entry today. Again, like around in 15 minutes time frame, like I got confirmation from this level. I entered in 1 minute time frame. Let me just yeah. So I entered around this level. I think so. Wait, let me just check. Yeah, so around this level, and I targeted this high. This is my actual target, but I'm also ready to trail my stop loss around this level. Again, like we had a small retracement, and then again the market went up. So the logic behind this trade is very simple. I'll explain my trade. Okay, so gold has been like bearish from yeah, so from Friday, right? Yeah, so from Friday, like the market is clearly bullish, but overall, like if you look at this trend, like it is clearly bullish. So whenever like I actually consider this particular fall as a retracement, so I just waited for a confirmation to reverse from this level. Okay, not exactly like the market may fill from this fair value gap, like the market may reverse from this fair value gap, or even the market may break this low and then it will reverse. So I just waited for a confirmation. So what happened is uh, like today morning, I'll show you. Oh, this is not my entry. Wait. Oh, sorry. I entered around this level. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, so what happened is like the market broke from this consolidation. Look at this, the break. The break is actually quite good. So again, the list looks a clean sign of reversal, like because like after a very good downside move, the market started consolidating, and then from this range, the market gave a breakout, and the market started moving on the higher side. So I just entered in an IRL. So if you know ICT concept, like I just entered in a retracement, and I targeted the highs. Where it is, yeah. So yeah, okay, yeah. So this is my actual target. But I closed below this level itself. Like when I see a red candle, I just close the trade. Okay, so this was my trade. I have to journal it. Okay, fine. Now currently, what the market is doing is like it is consolidating. Look at this. So this is actually a no trade zone for us. So what are we going to do is we have to wait for this particular range to break so that we can plan our trades. So till the no entry for me. And let me just also analyze in Q2. And yeah, again, okay, fine. So Nasdaq is actually like it's pretty good bullish, and we have to wait for 9:30 a.m. open so that we can plan our trades in a discounted zone. So currently the market again, this is also consolidating for a while. Look at the consolidation. So we have to wait for 9:30 a.m. open, and what I'll expect is I'll expect some kind of fall, and then if it bounce back from a very good support level, for example, like the market needs to take support from this level or this level. So if it start reversing, sorry, I'll execute my buy trade. So this is my analysis on Nasdaq as well as gold. And if you have any doubts, you can just ask in the chat box. And I'm waiting for this consolidation to, sorry, I'm waiting for this consolidation to break on the downside or upside so that I'll plan my trades. But what I'll expect is I'll wait for a breakout to happen on the downside, and then it should reverse on the higher side. Means like this particular downfall has to be a manipulation. So if it manipulates from this low or this low, and if it reverses and if it gives me good confirmation, I'll enter into buy side. So this is my analysis. And if you do have any doubts, you can just ask in the chat box. I'll clear doubts. And even yesterday we took a short entry, right? Actually it hit my target. There it is. Yeah, again, yeah, then this fall. So yesterday we took a trade. So this is why I entered, and I actually targeted this low, I think so. Yeah, no, sorry, this low, and it went down. And what happened is like it immediately reversed. I closed the trade in break even, but it is a demo trade. Like I haven't executed on the real account. But what happened is the market went up and it took out the equalize. And what happened? Look at this. It's a straight fall, but yeah. So actually, our target is achieved, but again, like we actually closed our trade in break even. Anyone took trade in? Anyone took trade today? Sorry. Hello, guys. Like, I'm audible. I just want to know. Hello. Okay, okay, fine. So today is actually going to be a short session because, like, I don't think so that the market will break out from this range immediately. So if it is not breaking, we are not going to execute any trade today. But I want this range to break out either on the high side or on the downside. But I'll prefer on the lower side because that's where manipulation will happen. So manipulation entries will give me like good RR trades. Or else like we can just make the session to be an interactive one. If anyone having doubts or if anyone wants to share something, you can just ask. Sorry. I don't have live data now. But again, like I'll analyze Nasdaq too. But this is not live data. Like we don't have a delay. I usually like watch live data using Trade C. I don't know whether you know this platform or not. Trade C. So similar to trading you. How to control emotions from the past 6 months? I'm getting good results on the strategy. I was generated, but on see, like in order to control your emotions, try risk management. Okay. For example, I'll take CFD. Let's say you're having a $10,000 account. So usually the maximum drawdown will be 10% if you're using standard account, and if you're using pro, right? Yeah. So if you're using pro account, like it will be 6%. Okay, I'll just take the standard account. So maximum drawdown will be 10%, which is $1,000, and maximum daily loss will be 5%, which is $500. Okay, so now we have to follow a proper structure when it comes to risk management. Okay, so this is your overall loss limit, which means like the 10K account is not actually 10K, like it is $1,000 account. Okay, the drawdown is your actual account size, and your daily loss limit is $500. Okay, now if you want to go somewhat aggressively, you can just divide this $500 into three trades. Okay, so what is 500 divided by 3? Roughly 100 and, yeah, so 166. Okay, let's take 150 because like you'll be having a spread too. So per trade, divide this $500 in the, sorry, divide by 3. So 500 divided by 3, roughly it comes around 166, but keep it $150 because you have to keep your spread. Okay, so always focus on A plus setup. Like if you want to control your emotions, like when it comes to A plus setup, you won't get daily, but at least a week you will get. At least in a week, a single trade you'll be having a single trade in a week. So just focus on A plus setup, and also when it comes to risk management, maximum risk $150 per trade, and target 1:2. Okay, so you can easily get a payout. Okay, within, at least you can just make 3 to 4% per month if you follow this particular risk management technique. But when it comes to emotions, risk management plays a major role. You can't trade the same way you trade your challenge account. When it comes to fund account, you have to keep strict risk. So focus on risk management. That is a key part when it comes to controlling your emotions. And also, if someone is trading futures, divide the drawdown by 6. Okay. So let's say if your drawdown is $2,000, maximum like 50K accounts will be having $2,000 as your drawdown. That is your actual account size. So divide by 6. So this is how we can follow proper risk management. Risk management is everything, guys. Like if you follow proper risk management, even if your strategy has 40% or 50% accuracy, you can still get payouts. And can someone share your biggest trading lessons that you've gone through? Your biggest trading lessons, like that changed your trading career completely. Anything interesting? And when the I'll just give you a small tip. Okay, when the market is in range, and if someone is a scalper, okay, don't fall for these type of candles. Okay, these good looking candles. Look at the candle size. Look at the body, no wick, nothing. Even you can able to see here. Look at the candle here. But what happened? It fell. And look at the candle sizes here. What happened? It fell. Okay, so when the market is consolidating, like don't fall for the candle size or shape. In this case, if someone is good with order flow trading, you can just combine price action or any other concepts with order flow trading. So that will give you another confidence to get into the trade. Again, like in simple, like when the market is consolidating, like don't fall for the candlesticks. So any life changing moment, guys, in your journey? Anything like that sounds interesting? Any doubts, guys? Sorry. Okay, the market is coming up. Let's see if it is breaking the consolidation or not. But again, like I don't want to take entries at the highs. It is quite risky. Like still, like I'm having lot of spaces around this level. Look at this. It's better like if it breaks the lows, or at least like even though if it is breaking on the high side, like I'll just wait for some kind of retracement to happen, so that it'll give me good RR. Entering at highs is always risky. Your stop loss has to be huge. So mostly your RR will be like zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.7. So in this case, that will be your RR. So always try to enter in a discounted zone when it comes to buy entries, and when it comes to sell entries, try to enter in a premium zone. Okay, again it is rejecting. This is why, like when it comes to consolidation, never trust candlesticks. Just wait for a proper breakout to happen. Then you can plan your trades. Look at this candle, like this particular candle, like it actually took out the equalize, and again it retraced back, and again it started moving on the high side. Usually what people will do is they'll just enter around this level. Okay, but what happened? Look at this. Immediate reversal. Sorry. Okay guys, like the market is too dull. I'll just wait for 3 more minutes. You can just ask any doubts if you do have. Just ask in the chat box. Not just related to trading. Like if you want to ask any questions, you can just ask in the chat box. I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Just let me know in the chat box, or else we'll end the live sessions today. Again, like this zone is non-tradable zone for me, so I have to wait for a clear breakout to happen so that I can plan my trades. What do you do when not trading, Rishi? I'll write scripts. Mm, I do create content, but instead of like creating all my content, I'll try to do some kind of cinematic stuff. So, and sometimes I'll work on my business. That's it. And I play games. If the candle is not that big, like I would have entered a short here. If it is not that big, like I would have entered in short selling. But again, like the RR is bothering me. Trust trading, finance all your bills. Will you ever quit? Will you ever quit trading? I won't quit trading. Like again, trading has more potential, to be honest. The hardest part is controlling your emotions. That is the hardest part that you'll ever face in trading. But once you master it, like you could have you can easily or recover all your losses within a short period of time. But in order to get into that stage, it takes time. So most people will quit in between. Again, like if someone wants to get into trading, and if someone wants to sustain in this field for a longer run, always go with prop firms. Like don't get into like again, you can just get into brokerage, but if you want to start, go with prop firms. Okay, just to try a small account and then try to experience the charts. Even if you fail, that loss won't affect you financially in any way. And also, if someone is into trading, always have a good income source, whether it's from job or from business or any other field. Like you need an income source. So if you do have a very good income source, or a stable income source, then your trading will actually improve. Okay, if you rely only on trading, that will trigger your emotions. So you'll force trade, you'll reverse trade, you'll take huge portions on a single trade. So the urge to make money will eventually put you into losses or going accounts. So emotions is the key part when it comes to trading. If a person is disciplined, and if a person knows how to control their emotions, they can even trade without strategy. Like just sit in the charts for a year. You can just find a pattern that keep on repeating. You can just implement your own strategy too. Okay, like strategy is not a holy grail. We can use ICT, we can use SMC, we can use order flow trading, you can use indicators, you can use price action, you can use patterns, you can use any strategies, but you should know how to control your emotions, how to stay disciplined, how to follow proper risk management. These three things are the hardest part in trading. But a person who masters all these things, they'll succeed. That is the secret actually. And does trading finance all your bills? No. Again, like I do have an income source, so like I'm not depend on trading. Like I don't depend on trading. Patience pays, guys. I told, right, like if the candle is not that big, like if the candle is normal, if this particular candle, this red candle is short, I would have entered in short selling. Again, like I told now, this particular candle is actually concerning because it is too big to enter short. But props takes much time. If I lose an account after being funded, then I have to start all over again from evaluation. What about personal capital? See, for example, let's say you're having $50 for a personal capital. Okay, with $50 is your actual drawdown. But if you use the same $50 to buy a prop account, your drawdown is actually huge. But still, like you would have more rules, and that will actually tune your emotions to stay disciplined. So if it is taking time, means like just analyze why it is taking so much time. Profirms do have strict rules. They do have daily loss limit. They do have overall loss limit, and also even funding pips. Like if you're having accounts, funded accounts above 50K or 50K, you will be having a strict risk management of maximum 2% risk rule in a funded account. So these are all like the rules you need to follow. Okay, again, like trading is not that easy. Okay, 2%, you don't need to risk 2% in a single trade. Okay, just keep 1% or 0.5% in a trade and target 1:2. So the rules are actually very simple. Even like if you're into futures performs, the rules are actually pretty tight compared to CFDs. Okay, you'll be having consistency rule, you'll be having payout cap, and you need to build a buffer. So, but when it comes to CFD, all you have to do is crack the challenge, make whatever money you want, and take 80% out of it. This is general. So performs will change your lifestyle. It takes time, okay. But if you're going to deploy $50 in a personal capital, that $50 is alone your drawdown, okay. But if you use the same capital in funded account, let's say if you want to buy a $10,000 account, I think roughly it will cost you around $60 or $70, I think so. So for that $60 or $70, you are having $1,000 as your drawdown. So follow proper risk management, be disciplined, control your emotions, stick with the strategy. If you do all these things, like like clearing the faces is very easy. And with just $50 or $60 as the initial investment, you can easily make $500 to $600 easily when it comes to profits. That is quite hard when it comes to personal capital. Again, like I'm not discouraging you to not get into brokerage. You can actually use brokerage, but you need sufficient amount of money to start with, and also you need good experience. If someone wants to get into trading, go with profits. Never try brokerage. I'm talking to the beginners. If you're an experienced trader, and if you're good with discipline, if you're good with emotions, you can drive you can try brokerage. Again, like this is just my opinion. This is how I see the charts. uh, Opinions differ. Okay, like, see, don't trade gold as of now, guys. Look at the moves. Every move is looking good. This fall is looking good. This reversal is looking good. Again, the reversal is also looking good. It's better wait for the consolidation to break, then you can go for it. Okay, guys, like any more questions? I'll wait for 2 more minutes. If you do have any questions, just ask in the chat box. All right, guys. Um, yeah, hope we had a great session. Rishi, tell me about futures. I know only about CFDs. Futures, like you can trade gold futures too. We can able to see the chart, right? 6C. This is actually Euro futures. Right, I'll just make it bigger. So this is Euro futures. You can just uh, trade Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P 500, and you can trade forex futures, you can trade gold futures. Futures performs, the advantages when it comes to CFDs are you can manage multiple accounts when it comes to futures performs. You can trade simultaneously connecting different platform accounts. You can easily manage 20 plus accounts, 30 plus accounts, 40 plus accounts. So that is a biggest advantage when it comes to futures performs. And also we do have disadvantages too. The disadvantages are it's very simple. The rules are very tight, very very tight. When it comes to CFD, you'll be having daily 5% loss, and overall 10% loss. Like I'm talking about the standard account. But when it comes to futures performance, you'll be having trailing drawdown. For example, let's say you're going with a 50 account and your maximum drawdown will be $2,000. Okay, I'll just write it down. So let's say you're starting futures performance with 50K account and your drawdown will be $2,000. Okay, this drawdown is actually trailing drawdown, which means, okay, so let's say on day one, okay, before starting, my drawdown is $2,000. So if a trade reverses and if it hits 40,000, my account is completely blown. Okay, let's say I'm taking a trade and I'm up $1,000. Okay, now this $2,000 will be calculated from my end of the day balance, which means, for example, after day one, if my balance is $51,000, okay, the drawdown will be calculated from my $51,000 minus $2,000. That is my that is my drawdown. So the rules are pretty strict when it comes to futures performance, and taking payouts is also uh, comparing to CFDs. Futures performance is a bit difficult. Okay, again you can get payouts, but compared to CFDs, taking payouts from futures performance is somewhat difficult because the rules are very strict. But you can get entries frequently. You can even get daily entries when it comes to futures profits. So there are disadvantages as well as advantages too. When it comes to CFDs, the rules are pretty simple, very very simple. You can easily get payouts. But when it comes to CFDs, you'll be getting frequent entries. You can connect multiple accounts and manage you manage with a single account. But taking payouts and the rules are quite strict compared to CFDs. Even you can trade Nasdaq in CFDs too. Just if you're using funding purpose account, just search NDX 100. Just search NDX 100 in your MetaTrader. You'll find Nasdaq CFD. Rishi couldn't log in funding with dashboard. Something wrong is showing. Something went wrong. Even I do get this thing. Just clear cache in your browser and try to log in again. You'll get it. There is no error from funding website. Clear cache memory, Hari. Even I do get this thing. Again, if it is repeating, like try different browser. There is no problem with funding website. Yeah, thank you, TJ. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. All right. All right, guys, let's end the live session today. And again, like when it comes to gold, just wait for this range to break on the downside. It's better wait for a breakout to happen on the downside because your risk will be very low when it comes to manipulation entries. So just wait for a breakdown to happen. And if it manipulates from this low or this low or this auto block, or any of the imbalances over here. And if it start reversing on the higher side, just go for it, because your probability will be high and your RR will be also good and your risk will be low. Again, you can enter even if the market goes on the high side, but again the RR will be low compared to manipulation entries. But still, you can go for it. Always enter with proper risk management. Risk management is everything. Even if your strategy has 60 or 70% accuracy, if you don't follow proper risk management, then your account is gone. That's it. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow also I'll be there. Okay. Bye bye. Hope you have a great week. See you. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.